Afternoon, Chris at Hilldene Vehicle Services. So today we have a Fiesta that we're going to put a clutch in. The reason we're putting a clutch in is if I put it in first, my foot is on the brake, and it's in first. And if you watch my foot on that clutch pedal and listen to the car will struggle a little bit in a minute, towards the end of the bite. But my foot is completely off that clutch. If you listen, it's struggling a little bit, so that clutch is constantly slipping. So the clutch is probably worn out, so we're going to put a new clutch in this Fiesta. Okay, so first things first, we're going to remove airbox, battery tray and everything around this area so we can get to the top of the gearbox. Then we're going to take wheels off, loosen the lower arms out there, so we can put the drive shafts out both sides, obviously drain the gearbox oil, so it's got a bit of a leak there somewhere, it's a bit wet. Disconnect any wire on the gearbox all the way around, and then take the gearbox out, replace the clutch, put it back together. So let's crack on. So there's our top pretty much done, everything out the way and loose. Ready to go. What there is the clutch line, clutch screws line. Disconnect that from the slave cylinder, pull that out of the way, so loosen off. That's all that, take it off there, down there, put them underneath. So yeah, we'll start doing the underneath bits now. So we've got to take off our gear links is in now. I'm going to drain the gearbox oil from now. Let it drain out so that when I tip it down or when I lift it out, it doesn't piss oil everywhere. So yeah, drain the oil. Loosen the fill bolts so we know we can fill it up again. Linkage is off there. Gearbox swing mount off there. Take that off. Both drive shafts out. And then last is the gearbox mount. Jack under here, let it down, and take the gearbox out. Let's crack on with it underneath. So there is our gearbox all drained out. Put the plug back in that in a minute. Taking this side off and remove the drive shaft out of there. And a little clamp here. So that's out. The same as the other side. We start unbolting the gearbox in and taking it all down. So all the underneath is pretty done. The drive shaft's out of there. I've had to leave it in the hub and push the hub around because I couldn't get it out the hub there. Even though I undid the nut and bolted it through normally, that one was seized, so I couldn't do that one. So I just moved that out of the way. Other one's out and fine. Gearbox is loose, as you can see there's a gap there now. So the next thing to do is put a jack under the engine, under that, and a block of wood on there, lift it up. Take the last bolt out, which is under here somewhere, over there or there, and then we'll wood gearbox and get it down. So that is our gearbox mount off. Our gearbox all loose and unbolted. I've cable tied all these cables out the way so we don't get snagged on anything, because the last thing you want to do is drop that gearbox down and get caught up on something. That one should be hooked up somewhere as well. So hook that up the back there, so that's out the way. Put that pipe over there, so that's out the way. So yeah, the next thing to do is lift the gearbox down onto the boards. So the gearbox out. So we've got blueprint clutch kit, 3-piece clutch kit. So we've got clutch, pressure plate, clutch disc, and in that box should be a slave cylinder. And there's our slave cylinder. I always do a 3-piece clutch kit, we never do just a clutch and pressure plate. Because the slave cylinder goes in its internal, like a concentric slave. And it leaks, you've got to do this whole job again to replace that. So might as well while it's out, do the whole lot. So yeah, there's our new bits. So there's our old slave cylinder. No rubbish. New one's fitting in the gearbox. Ready to go. These are our clutches, one new, one old. So this is our old clutch, that's a new clutch. So if you look on this one, see the grooves there. And on this one they're worn down. And they're right on top of the rivets. And if you look at this side, the grooves are pretty much completely gone. And it's right on the rivets there. So that's why it's slipping, because it's right on its last legs and pretty much worn out. If you look at that, colour of that and the scoring on it means it's metal, and the rivet's been rubbing on it. So yeah, so there's a new one, put a new one back on the engine, the rubbish, and put it back together. So there's the gearbox ready to go back in. Here's our new clutch and pressure plate in fitted. So what we'll do is lift the gearbox back in, bolt it back together, bleed the clutch, put the gearbox hole back up, and then we are good to go. Let's crack on. Alright, so that is our gearbox back in. Got 2 bolts on the top holding it on. So I'll put the rest of the bolts in there. I'll go back to that subframe. Bolt the gearbox back together, as you can see there's a little bit of gap there. So we'll crack the 2 off, get around with it and make sure it goes in central. I've got some rag in here to stop any gearbox all coming out that's in there. And now just had to drain down on me. So yeah, put that together. Okay, so that's our suspension back in, and the drive shaft back in on this side, where it's bolted back up. So, and same the other side, drive shaft back in, and all bolted back up. So that's all done, ready to go. Wheels back on in a little while. The next thing left to do is the gearbox mounts back on. So we're going to do the clutch hydraulic line, put that back on, bleed the clutch, fill the gearbox oil back up, connect our linkages, and then yeah, battery tray and battery, airbox back in, and then run it, make sure everything's alright, job done. So that's our gearbox oil topped up, our clutch is bled. We're going to spray that and clean that. That's the brake fluid that's dripped down out of the slow cylinder. Done that up, that's all done. So now we can put these bits back in, run it up, yeah, all good. And that is it, clutch is all done, all bled up, gearbox oil filled back up, wheels back on, talk to spec, job done. Buy a new clutch fitted called Fiesta. Need any work doing, send us a message, find us on Facebook or Instagram. Hilldene Vehicle Service. Have a wonderful evening.